Hi, I'm Linda Carter. What was it like growing up in Canada as a Black person? Well, I was born and raised in Toronto, and my father was also born and raised here. I have a family picture of my grandparents' wedding from 1920. It was kind of a unique experience. You didn't see very many Black people when I was growing up. You were either related to them, or if you went to a church service downtown, or if you went to, we used to have picnics. We used to have three picnics in the summer. AME, BME, and the African Methodist, I think it was. And we'd go across the lake, and um, we'd have a wonderful time going in the water, and the older women would come with their hats and their big lunch pails full of chicken and rice and peas and stuff. But it was different because you were the only one. I was always the only student of color, Black, in all of my schools, all the way through schools. I think at first they tried to call me names at school, but thank goodness the principal put an end to that. So it was fine. I guess one of the negative things that I found, which I found out later as we were moving into our home, I was raised in Etobicoke. There are no other Black families around. We were the only Black family, and we were moving in, and the person across the street, they were also a lawyer. My dad was a lawyer. And they started a petition because we were Black that they didn't want us in the neighborhood. Well, luckily, our neighbors had a bit more sense than they did. So they said, forget that, we're not going to have that here, because of course that's what they were doing in the States. Because in America, they had all these things about you'll destroy the neighborhood. If you're Black and Black people move in, you'll destroy the neighborhood. So that was the one negative thing that I remember growing up. But as far as going to school, it was very unlike what you see now. I love to see all of the kids together, different colors, all of the kids together, and you grow up together. I was very fortunate to have family that did strive for excellence and that they talked about history. And that's why I ended up doing a documentary on my father called The Making of a Judge. He practiced law for over 30 years, and then he was appointed to the provincial bench by Roy McMurtry. And yeah, he became a judge. So that was huge. That was huge for Dad to see how hard he worked, because he worked even before he was a lawyer. He was like the go-to person in the Black community to help out with real estate or different legal things, but he was always the person to go to. And also Amazing Grace. That's a story of our family too. John Newton was a slaver, and he went to St. Kitts, and he was my grandfather's great-great-great-grandfather. So that's one story that I'd like to tell. Plus, I'd like to tell my own story of growing up in the city as a Black Canadian, but also going into the fashion industry. I was always intrigued with fashion and colors and style, and I went on to be a model. I think I have a lot to share as a Black Canadian, and also as, working in this industry as an international model, going to Europe, going to the islands, and working there. And also, I have another project that I've been working on, and it's called Be Canadian Nice. You see so much stuff that's going on in the States. And yeah, we have it here. We are not, they always say, well, Canada's very nice to all of their Black people, all two of them. Well, times have changed. Times have changed, and I'm very proud of being Canadian, and I'm very proud of the way that Canada has been able to, more recently than before, has been able to deal with some of their racial issues. It's not been perfect. Lord knows. I mean, when you think about the nightmare of the residential schools, you think of the nightmare of different things that we've gone through. But this was Canada. This was the place where the Underground Railroad ended, where there was hope. It wasn't easy, but there was hope. You hear the stories of the Black Loyalists. You hear the story of Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman's place was right in St. Catharines. The number of people that she brought up here. So yes, I am proud of what Canada's been able to do. So I have started my company called Be Canadian Nice. So you can find me becanadiannice.ca, but that's my story. And one other thing, I was a Girl Guide, and that was fun. So I hope that this gives you some kind of insight as to a Black Canadian story, and I hope to be able to say more or talk to you another time. Thank you. Stay safe.